Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of the weekly Bible game show. This show will be coming your way weekly on this channel. So sit back, relax and enjoy the show. The weekly Bible game show is brought to you by David Art Studios. Welcome back. So last week we started questions on the book of the Bible, and we saw that there are 66 books in the Bible, 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament. So today we are going to be focusing on the Old Testament and picking questions from the Old Testament. So this is the way it's going to go. We have 39 books in the Old Testament, so you pick a book and I ask you 2 questions from that particular book of the Old Testament. So, are you ready to play and test your knowledge of the Bible?
Yes, I'm ready to play. Let's go ahead.
Alright, let's play. Alright, pick a book from Genesis to Malachi, and I'll ask you 2 questions from the book you picked.
Okay, that's all right. Let's start from the book of the beginning, Genesis.
Alright, Genesis, question 1. The instruction to Adam on how to take care of the garden was given to him in what chapter of Genesis? A. Chapter 1, B. Chapter 2, C. Chapter 4.
Well, I think the instruction was given to Adam in chapter 2. Chapter 2.
Is that your final answer?
I'm so sure of that.
The instruction to Adam on how to take care of the garden was given to him in what chapter of Genesis? You went for Genesis chapter 2 as your final answer. If you had gone for chapter 4, you would have been wrong. If you had gone for chapter 1, you would also have been wrong. You are absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. The instruction to Adam on how to take care of the garden was given to him in chapter 2. Chapter 1 has to just do with the creation of the earth or the world, and also the creation of man. So we can see that reference in Genesis 2 verse 15. In Genesis, we are told of the family of Jacob. His last 2 sons were given birth to by who? A. His first wife Leah, B. his second wife Rachel, C. one of his maids.
The last 2 sons of Jacob were given birth to by his second wife Rachel.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. I'm sure of that.
The last 2 sons of Jacob were given birth to by who? And you went for Rachel, his second wife, as your final answer. If you had gone for Leah, you would have been wrong. If you had gone for one of the maids, you would have also be wrong. Rachel is correct. Yes, that's absolutely correct. We are told that Rachel had 2 sons for Jacob, who happened to be the last sons of Jacob, and their names are Joseph and Benjamin. We can see that reference in Genesis 35 verse 24. You are doing well so far. So let's move forward to another book of the Old Testament. So pick another book and I'll ask 2 questions from that book again.
Let's go to the book of Joshua. The book of Joshua.
Joshua. Alright. Question 1 from the book of Joshua. What did the man that appeared to Joshua in Joshua 5 introduce himself as? A. Angel Michael. B. Jesus. C. The commander of the host of the Lord.
He introduced himself as the captain of the host of the Lord.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
And that is absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. The man that appeared to Joshua in Joshua 5 just before the destruction of Jericho introduced himself as the captain of the host of the Lord, or as some translation put it, the commander of the host of the Lord. We can see that reference in Joshua 5 from verse 13 to 15. Joshua sent 2 spies to the land of Jericho. What is the name of the harlot that hid these spies? A. Rahab. B. Delilah. C. Jezebel.
It was Rahab that hid the 2 spies.
If you had gone for Delilah, you would have been wrong. If you had gone for Jezebel, you would also have been wrong. Rahab is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Delilah was not the harlot that hid the spies. In fact, Delilah has nothing to do with the book of Joshua. Delilah's story can be found in Judges, and she has a story with Samson. Jezebel also has a story with King Ahab, which can be found in Kings. So Rahab, among all these options, is the correct answer. And we can see that in Joshua 2 from verse 1 to 21. Wow, we have been excellent so far. Well done. Let's move forward. This will be the last we'll take for today. So pick another book and I'll ask you 2 questions from that book.
Okay, let's go then to the book of Malachi.
Alright, Malachi. Okay. Question 1 from the book of Malachi. How many chapters does the book of Malachi have?
A. It has 3 chapters. B. It has 6 chapters. C. It has 4 chapters.
Well, let me try. I think it has 6 chapters.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that is my final answer.
How many chapters does the book of Malachi have? And you went for 6 chapters amongst other options. If you had gone for 3 chapters, you would have been wrong. If you had gone for 4 chapters, you would have actually be correct. So sorry about that. Yes, so sorry about that. Malachi actually has 4 chapters, and you can see that in the book of Malachi. Alright, so the second question from the book of Malachi, which will be the last for today. Which chapter of Malachi talks about tithing? A. Chapter 3. B. Chapter 4. C. Chapter 1.
All right, it's in chapter 3 of Malachi. Chapter 3.
And you are absolutely correct. Malachi, as I've said before, has 4 chapters, and the chapter before the last chapter of Malachi, which is chapter 3, talks about tithing. Alright, so that will be all we'll take for today. Till we come your way again next week. Keep learning and keep loving. And please do well to subscribe to this channel. Thank you and see you next week. The weekly Bible game show is brought to you by David Art Studios.